boys and girls. My name's Tom and this is Safehouse. And today I'm fortunate enough to be joined by the posh guy who likes wrestling himself. It's Adam.
Hello everybody, thank you very much for having me.
Quite alright, thank you for being here. So how are you?
I'm fine, I found your house and your house is nice.
It's not bad, is it?
It's alright. Yeah.
One mustn't complain.
No, absolutely. No, I'm doing well. Things are okay.
I'm glad. That's all we can ask for, isn't it?
Well, really, just one day to the next.
Yeah. The number one thing I wanted to get started with.
Sure.
This was because we did touch very briefly on it last week. I mentioned how I had been up watching Wrestlemania.
Ah, yeah.
And Kelsey threatened to kill herself, and Picard knows nothing about wrestling.
Sure.
So it would have been a short conversation.
Absolutely.
So, what do you think of Mania?
What did I think of Mania? I thought it was good. I did think it was great. I know a lot of people have been thinking it was really, 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 really great, and I think that's probably because the build-up was so shit.
Yeah, nothing happened.
Yeah, absolutely nothing happened, and everyone was dumping on Roman Reigns from start to finish, and everyone was like, why isn't it the Daniel Bryan show?
Yeah.
I thought it was good. I thought all of the matches were slightly underwhelming in some way or another. Like pretty much all of them could have been standard to have been maybe 3, 4, even 5 minutes longer.
Yeah, there was a couple in there I did think like, now that'll keep going. Oh, okay, no, that's it. Okay,
yeah,
don't worry then. That's fine.
That's fine. Yeah. I mean, everyone was expecting the Divas match to be short, and it was.
But it was good.
It was good. It was. I mean, it was probably considering. It was probably one of the only matches that really met expectations.
Yes. Yeah.
I'd say.
Yeah.
For example, look at like Randy Orton and Seth Rollins.
That was a match where everyone only cares about that one bit.
It's an RKO.
Yeah,
not a match.
It was an RKO in like what 10-minute form.
But gosh, it was a sexy RKO.
I mean, what a move!
And the big problem I think with the card in general was, well, first of all, it was on the fucking daylight.
Yeah,
pretty much apart from the main event.
There was, I felt that really detracted from the Taker Bray Wyatt.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
In the light, it was a bit like
Sting. I don't really want to see 56-year-old Sting
when he's all lit up and you can see how haggard he's looking. He's like,
I mean, they did the whole thing, like him appear, like his thing and his bald patch as well. Let's not forget that.
Yeah, that was
his
can't
wispy
hide that
hair.
in the light, yeah.
But yeah, they did this whole thing like he was in spotlight and he was like disappearing in darkness and stuff, and then to see him walk out on a brisk Sunday afternoon,
and just be like, hey everyone.
Yeah, it's just like
me.
And surrounded by Japanese drummers.
Did you get the intro? I've just remembered the Triple H intro, but the Sting intro. It was so stupid.
Sorry,
it was so stupid.
So it's just Triple H's intro. They just handed him a bunch of skulls.
Yeah.
He must have been so cross.
He was just like, what do you want me to do with these? Because he was just
Am I gonna hit
He was like,
these?
And then he just threw them away. He was like, well, that will do. Bye.
Okay, we gotta promote Terminator.
Yeah,
okay.
That was so shoehorned in. I did like the fact it was playing the Terminator theme. And you thought they'd at least do some sort of remix of the game with the dun and have it sort of go into it, and it was just like dun.
And then you had your little promo from Arnie.
Yeah, so like a couple of seconds of silence, and then just dun, time to blow. And it's like, all right, good. Well, at least Motorhead is still in work. That's nice.
Although they're not. Yeah, shame we didn't see them get to perform live, because that's always a really weird treat.
I love seeing Motorhead live. I've seen Motorhead live about 3 times now.
Oh wow!
And there's no joy in a Motorhead gig. There's no love for it. It's like all right, lads, let's get together and do it again.
Come on, let's get on.
just get up there and just they're not having fun. I watched a bit recently, a little clip that came up on the WWE YouTube. It was fucking Seth Rollins was talking to Neville. Now I can only assume Neville has come up through NXT. I haven't watched NXT at all.
Oh, you're missing out. NXT is the best thing.
I've heard NXT is really good, and I haven't watched anything of NXT. And so this bloke turns up called Neville. Now, on one hand, he's called Neville.
Yes.
And therefore, I have no respect for the man.
I understand.
But then he got in a fight. Fuck me, he's good, isn't he?
He's really good.
He does sick backflips, and I did not expect sick backflips. I sort of saw him as like another. I thought he was going to be another Wade Barrett, to be honest.
Well, he is a Brit and a toothy, big-eared Brit at that. Like he really
is on that.
He's really doing our facial features proud.
Yeah.
He's absolutely amazing, and the thing is, it's really, with the current WWE landscape, it's going to be hard, I think, for him. I think they're not going to have him talk because he's a Geordie, and
Americans don't even understand the Geordies.
Well, the thing is, if Americans can't understand James Corden, which apparently they can't, if like he's having trouble with his audiences and they're understanding him. Basically, I don't think they're going to give Wai Man a bit of.
Sorry, what?
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I think they're going to go the strong silent type with him, which is fine.
Which is what I saw in that clip, because Seth Rollins was like, "Tell us about yourself." I'm like, actually, and it's I
reckon they're going to do that for at least a while. I don't think they're going to have him talk until they're absolutely sure that he can. Like they'll have him talk at house shows and stuff, just so people aren't like, sorry.
I don't imagine he'll be cutting any huge promo.
So how much of WWE have you been watching since the Rumble?
Since the Rumble, I've only been keeping up with pay-per-views. Of course, watching your reviews.
Oh, thank you.
Which has been keeping me in the loop.
They're all you need.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah,
I watch it so you don't have to.
Yeah, went and stayed up and watched Mania.
Oh, that's lovely.
And then just been watching sort of the highlight reels on the YouTube channel.
Oh, okay, so, that's all fair.
I saw Sheamus come back with stupid haircut.
He does look stupid.
He has a stupid haircut. I mean, I like the beard with the braids. I'm feeling the sort of Celtic warrior.
Yeah.
Not feeling the mohawk with the beard and the braids.
He looks like a Viking made out of white sausage.
Yes, that's exactly what he looks like.
Yeah, but to be honest, I was actually writing an article, hopefully a guest blog post about this very issue, in fact, and I think looking stupid. Now, it's easy to mock Sheamus, but I actually think he will get more over looking like a complete tool than he ever has before. I mean, don't get me wrong, he always looks a little bit like a tool. He has ginger hair that goes up.
It's just
but I think kind of this absolute nonsense is pretty much what he needed, because now he has his own chant.
Yeah.
You look stupid.
You look stupid.
If he starts to engage in an actual conversation with the fans,
he sort of works off the fan created stuff.
That's it.
Like Austin did with the What. It's like if you learn to work with it.
Yeah. If fans feel like they've come up with a chant and then the WWE incorporate that, Look at yes.
Oh, the yes chant. Kurt Angle's "You suck."
That's right.
The "You suck" chant. Like at first, that was like, oh, this is terrible. What terrible assassination of his character.
It was great.
And then he just turns it around to he has a T-shirt. I don't suck.
Yeah.
Oh well, that's that then.
That's the wonderful thing about WWE programming, is that when they react to what the fans give them, then everybody kind of benefits.
Yeah.
Like Daniel Bryan, the reason that Yes got over as fiercely as it did was because Daniel Bryan started going no.
Yeah, no.
And he would go up to people in the front row and they would go yes, and he would go no, and it would scream right in their face, and it was great. It was really, really funny.
Yeah.
And if Sheamus has started doing it as well. Yeah. Like on Raw, the most recent Raw, he came out and said, "This is what a real man looks like," and everyone immediately started shouting, "You look stupid."
Yeah,
and it's great.
Yeah, kind of work off it. Yeah,
people love a delusional heel as well.
Yes, yeah. And I like Sheamus in general. I just think he's actually a pretty good wrestler. But still, I feel like if we've already exhausted our wrestling. I feel like
I could talk for days.
Likewise,
but I don't think your viewers can handle it.
Keep going, but I will have to edit this into a reasonably sized show.
Good luck, buddy.
Yeah. So entire hour-long outtakes of wrestling talk. So other things have happened in the entertainment news world. Comic book news for movie and TV films. Lots of costume stuff going on. So they released a picture of the Thing from Fantastic Four, the new Josh Trank Fantastic Four. He looks like a big grumpy rock, which is what the thing should look like.
I don't understand the problem with that.
I quite like it. I am
Is
cautiously optimistic.
Is he like how big?
He's
is
still
he?
pretty built because obviously like
Michael Chiklis was a bit kind of tiny.
Well, they've gone with bloody Billy Elliot this time.
I know.
And,
I mean, everyone's sort of worried about because they're going to be the young Fantastic Four,
but
possibly
no,
doing the ultimate Fantastic Four
pretty
story.
hench still, so that's alright. But I'm cautiously optimistic because at first when they were like, "Oh, we're doing Young Fantastic Four," and it's going to be like a gritty reboot kind of thing, and I was thinking it's going to be a pile of shit.
Sure.
That first trailer came out, and I'm like, oh, hello.
I haven't seen this trailer.
The first trailer, it actually looks like it might be a pretty good. It looks like they're not playing up the superhero route. They're making it a sci-fi movie. They're making it like a sort of
it's Fantastic Four is a sci-fi.
Yeah, they're making it in a sort of an adult, actual sci-fi action movie, and it looks like it might be all right. So,
I mean, are they going? When you say adult, do you mean the Christopher Nolan version of adult, where everything's sort of blue and like gritty, and you can see dirt everywhere?
It looks like it might be along those lines.
Sure.
Hopefully not. Actually, Christopher Nolan, because
hopefully not Man of Steel levels of angst.
Oh my god, so much
angst. I think we don't need
so much angst.
The thing about Fantastic Four is they were sort of never really about angst.
No,
I mean, Ben Grimm was
family.
always very sad because he's literally rocks.
But he's literally rocks. But then they would have little comedy fights between him and Johnny Storm.
Yeah, and then they just go off to a different dimension.
Yeah, and be like, well, let's fight some aliens now.
Yay, let's go off into space and have a weird parallel universe adventure because we've got a weird car.
Because we can.
It's fine.
It's all good.
Truth be told, I've actually stopped watching superhero trailers in their entirety.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm hooked on.
I can't. I don't want to do it to myself because I know I'm going to see them all.
Well, yeah, true. You might as well go in completely blind.
That's right.
Because I feel like I've already seen pretty much the entirety of Age of Ultron now.
Yeah,
I've watched the trailers so much.
I saw the first one with the Pinocchio. That was good. I like that. And I was just like, I know I'm going to watch this. Why do I want to see the money shots?
Yeah.
And it's the same with Mad Max as well. I'm not going to watch that. I watched the Terminator Genesis one because I had morbid fascination, like how could this possibly be good? And I'm still wondering how.
Again, I was much like I was with Fantastic Four when they were like, "Oh, we're doing another Terminator." Oh, do you have to? And in the trailer, I was skeptical right up until "I've been waiting for you," old Arnie shooting young Arnie with a shotgun. And I was like, okay, now you have my money. Now I'm going to go see it.
Yeah, watching old Arnie suicide dive into a helicopter.
Yeah,
it's fine.
All right, I'll take that.
Yeah, I'll do.
So we've got Ben Grimm. We've got a new picture of the Thing. We've got Daredevil, the Netflix series.
I have also managed to stay out of seeing any video for that. Like I haven't seen any trailers. I've seen like a couple of like things of him walking. I saw the thing of him walking down a street looking pretty blind.
They've done a couple of trailers for that where he's been in like the. They did a run. I think it was Mark Miller who wrote the run, where he was like in a black ninja costume, and everyone was going, "Ooh, not the red thing." And then they released a picture earlier of him in the red costume.
Okay.
Red costume looks pretty good.
Great.
It's pretty good.
To be honest, I've not like lots of people will be saying, "Well, how could it possibly be worse than the Ben Affleck thing?" I actually like the Ben Affleck Daredevil.
The Ben Affleck Daredevil, I think, was a reasonable film. It had some bad elements to it.
Evanescence
being Evanescence and Elektra. The entire character of Elektra. I've never liked the character in general, but that I just did not. Don't shoehorn love stories into things. Stop it. He doesn't need love stories. Just let him punch things.
Yes.
But yeah, as for actual Ben Affleck, I mean, I like Ben Affleck. I don't know what everyone's beef is with Ben Affleck. I've always liked Ben Affleck.
I like Ben Affleck when he's directed well. Yeah. And he's very good at directing himself. And
being directed by Kevin Smith.
And by being directed by Kevin Smith, Chasing Amy is amazing. Yeah. And it's like Kevin Smith said, all Ben Affleck needs is someone to kick his ass and let him know exactly what he needs to do and when. Yeah. And a lot of directors, because he's a big star, a lot of directors are sort of afraid of directing him. Ben Affleck, you know. To be honest, I'm not entirely sure that being directed by Zack Snyder will make him a good Batman. I don't think it's cool to just say that I mean, his directing stuff is amazing, and he has had a renaissance.
Yes, one of them.
Yeah.
Yes.
But the Batfleck thing. Basically, I just don't think he's in good hands, and I think when he's in good hands, he's great. When he's not in good hands, I still think he has blandness issues.
Yeah, I see what you mean. I don't know. He's got the chin for Batman.
He does have a good chin.
I can see
and
that.
his car is pretty nifty.
He's got a good car.
And I like the fact they seem to be going for
Very Frank Miller-esque.
Yes.
Yeah, the big chunky bat.
The big fat bat
Yeah,
signal.
that's what I like to see.
The fat signal.
The fat, yes, it's good. The fat suit.
Let's see it. I'd love to see him and Superman fight, do the Dark Knight Returns thing, but I just have no real faith in the guys producing the film.
Yeah,
Truth be told.
Fair enough. Although I do like the way they're taking Aquaman, because
he looks like Roman Reigns.
he does. Yeah. Well, basically, they've watched bloody Game of Thrones and gone, what if Khal Drogo lived underwater? And then they've just literally cast him and gone, there you go. Khal Drogo lives underwater.
Would
now.
love it if the Atlantans were like the Dothraki, just fucking everywhere, and like
that's what
punching whales.
That's exactly what I want to see, and that's what I'm hoping they're going to do with Aquaman.
The Atlanteans have no word for thank you, Cullies.
Yes,
that would be nice.
They just like stabbed him with a trident.
Yeah.
But yes, also there was character posters for Vision from Age of Ultron, who is looking pretty cool.
Again, haven't seen it.
It's nice, coming along nicely.
I like the big red robot though. Are they doing him right?
Yeah. It looks like he's going to be. They've got the costume spot on. Like they've done it.
Does he still have a cape? Which is weird for a robot.
No, he's got the cape. He's got the cape. They've done it in such a way that he looks like he fits into the world, but he looks exactly like he would in the comics. So it's a good mix.
Okay, well, that's good.
A couple of bits of concept art for X-Men: Age of Apocalypse. Namely of Archangel, because Angel was in
Last Stand.
I don't know. I don't imagine it'll be the same actor, but they've released some concept art of Archangel, which was in the comics and the 90s TV show, which is probably the best thing that ever happened to X-Men. Oh, that was my ringtone for so long. But yeah, Archangel was then taken by Apocalypse to be one of his horsemen, and they just released some concept art.
Archangel's a dude with metal wings, right?
Yeah, and it's like they've released the thing where he's got the wings, but they're all like mechanical, and it's like goes into his back, and his back's all mechanical.
Like
cool.
proper horrible, sort of grafted.
Yeah, it looks really cool. So I'm definitely feeling that.
It's not the same actor. It's not Ben Foster. Still.
I don't think it's the same actor. They've recast quite a lot of folk. I mean, obviously they've got.
Is it set in the past or is it set in now?
I believe it's.
Is it? Because it would make sense to be.
I think it's still vaguely the past, purely because it's.
McAvoy and Fassbender won't die soon.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah. Exactly. No, I think it's the first class group.
Great. Well, they're the good group.
Yeah, I'm definitely feeling that. I mean, I loved the little nod at the end of X-Men Reboot, whatever it was fucking called, X-Men Retcon. Where they Days of Future Past, where they did the little like go back, and it's like, it's the cast of the original.
Perfect.
Yeah, everything's fine, and then we're just going to ignore it and go back and look at the good cast. So that'll be fine. The other there was a stupid piece of entertainment news which I picked up shortly before we sat down to film, was that Keanu Reeves has announced that they have got to a point where Bill and Ted 3 is now in contract talks. There are contracts written up for doing Bill and Ted 3.
Wow.
Why?
Do you want to hear something that might make you cross?
Tell me.
I've not seen Bill and Ted 1 or 2.
Not seen the Bill and Ted
I have
film.
not seen The Excellent Adventure, and I haven't even seen The Bogus Journey.
Man, Bogus Journey, what film? like Excellent Adventure, it's a classic.
Sure.
But Bogus Journey, got a place in my heart. Bogus Journey was my favourite.
Is Bogus Journey one of those films that people sort of like, you love it or you hate it?
I don't know. I've always come across people who've thoroughly enjoyed Bogus Journey, but still, I'm thinking, the whole point is they're these young, rebellious teens, and they go on time-traveling adventures, and it's like...
You do sort of want to see a 50-year-old Keanu Reeves say, dude.
I do kind of want to see it.
As much
I don't know what they're going to do storyline-wise.
I don't know. It would be lovely if they sort of went back to... They might do what they've done with a lot of kind of time travel franchises, which is go back to the original one and mess around behind
Back
the
to the
scenes.
Future.
Do Back to the Future 2. To see what happened was behind the scenes of the first film or something.
Throw in some CGI young Keanu Reeves kind of thing.
Yeah.
Because I am a staunch fan of stories in which we get to see CGI'd younger actors. I know it's a fad, but I love it. Seeing young Arnie in the Genesis trailer. Tron Legacy, I loved that because obviously
Clue's really weird.
Clue's not going to age, so of course Clue looks like Jeff Bridges looked in the 80s. Of course he does. So I loved it. Absolutely loved that.
Best CGI young acting ever, and by best I mean of course the worst.
Right.
Did you see X-Men Project Origins Wolverine?
Where they just fucking paintbrushed Patrick Stewart?
Yeah,
they just put him in Photoshop and got the blur tool and were like,
done. Basically, they just took all of his skin and just sort of tied it behind his
put
head.
A scrunchy and off you go. Have fun, Pat.
It's horrible. He looked like a bar of soap.
Yeah,
he was very horrible man.
Yeah, and everything about that film.
Oh, it was rubbish. And
it was not a good film.
Amazingly bad CGI shot of his claws in the bathroom, where it looked like they were put on in Photoshop.
Yeah.
Or
that was really nice.
It looked like something I would do with iMovie.
Yeah.
It was rubbish.
Yeah, I wasn't feeling Wolverine. Although I am feeling Deadpool. Definitely feeling Deadpool.
Now that it's R.
Yeah. R-rated. A lot of cool stuff coming out of it. A lot of there's a couple of production set videos that have surfaced online.
I haven't seen the Ryan Reynolds stuff, because I do want to watch that because it's just a promotional video. It's not got any.
Yeah, it's got nothing. It's
stuff
nothing
to spoil.
From me. Yeah.
I mean, I know I'm going to see it, so I won't watch the big trailers and stuff. And people occasionally get kind of annoyed at the not watching trailers thing, and I used to get annoyed when my friends say they didn't watch trailers because some people see it as sort of being contrary and stuff like that. But when it comes down to superhero movies, I know I'm going to watch.
See him, yeah.
Why see what action set pieces they're going to do? Just because you might as well be surprised.
Yeah. But still, that should about cover it because I do have sleep to do at some point from all the editing that I'll be doing.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to see Adam's wrestling review shows, predictions, other bits and bobs.
I occasionally break down Raw and SmackDown, and obviously I do big predictions for all the pay-per-views, big reviews for all the pay-per-views and stuff like that. Yeah, it's essentially a video podcast.
It's all good. And you can find that
on YouTube.
On YouTube, what's the official URL? Is it
just God knows. I think it's
TPG.
TPGWLW.
There you go.
Oh, I chose a very bad name.
I will put a link to it.
There it is.
There'll be a link here, and then you can find it there. Also, on the featured channels on YouTube down the side, I've got your channel on the Safehouse one.
Oh, thank you very much.
That's quite alright. So you can find it on there. That about covers it. So we'll be back next week. Hopefully Picard will have returned. By the way, Picard isn't here. I don't know if anyone noticed. He's not sitting out. He's not out of shot or anything. I
thought he was just sulking.
Yeah, no, Picard's got the lurgy. But Picard will be back next week, hopefully, and we'll have some more stuff to talk about, and it'll be hype. So thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye.